Hello learners, welcome to LC Academy and welcome back to our MERN Stack development journey. In the previous video, we learned what is MERN Stack and the basics introduction of MERN Stack. In this video, we learn about what is HTML and CSS fundamental for MERN Stack. Okay. Before we jump into React, Node.js, Express.js and MongoDB, we need to build a strong foundation. Every successful man developer starts by understanding HTML and CSS. HTML helps us structure our web pages, while CSS helps us make them visually attractive and user-friendly. Together, they form the foundation of every website and web application you see on the internet today. In this lesson, we will cover why HTML and CSS matter, HTML basics, schematic tags of HTML, forms and inputs, CSS fundamental, flexbox, CSS grid system, responsive designs, and what to learn next. Okay, let's get into the video. Based on the course introduction, HTML and CSS are the foundation for every man developer need because they help us structure content and style it effectively. Why HTML and CSS are matter? Before we learning React or building APIs, we need to understand why HTML and CSS are important. Think of the websites like a house. HTML is a structure for the house. CSS is the paint, furniture and decorations. JavaScripts add the functionality like lights and automatic doors. If the structure is weak, the entire application becomes difficult to manage. Frontend is the face. User does not see your database. User don't see your server. The first thing they see in the front end. A clean and professional interfaces create a trust and improves the user experience. For an example, when user visit Amazon, Netflix or Instagram, the first thing they notice is the design and layouts. That's why front-end skills matter. Many developers rush into React without mastering HTML and CSS. Later, they struggle with alignment issues, responsive designs, layout problems, form designs. So, first of all, one developer learn HTML and CSS. First, to prevent these problems. The easier React learning is React components are actually built using HTML like syntax called JSX. If you are comfortable with HTML, React become much easier to learn. Okay. And then the next one is HTML basics. The structuring the web. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is the skeleton of every web pages. Whenever the browser loads a page, it's first read the HTML structure. Like element and tags, HTML is made up of elements. Example, heading tags, paragraph tags, image tags, link tags. Example, you can see the top of the page heading is very big and the another subheading is very small. So the basic HTML have a heading tag, paragraph tag and then body tag. These are the main tags. Okay. Everything visible to user goes inside the body sections. Okay. Some essential tags are H1 to H6. Like it's a heading tag and the paragraph tag UL means ordered list, unordered list, ordered list, list. A means anchor tag. These are the very important vocabulary of web development. Okay. The next one is schematic tag. Semantic HTML means using the tag based on the meaning rather than the appearance. This helps to browser, search engines, and screen readers understand your page better. Like you can write a heading, you can use header or navigation means now. Okay, and the main and articles are footer and asides means footer contains copyrights, contact informations, social links. Aside contains related posts, advertisement, additional informations, and the SEO benefits. Search engine before properly structured websites. Schematic HTMLs can improve accessibility, SEO, search ranking. Okay, so these are the schematic tags used for HTML. And then the next one is forms and inputs. Forms are how user interact with applications. Example, login form, registration form, payment form, contact form. These are the main form types. Like input types means, see this image, you can validation method, and you can see the buttons. Imagine you can fill the login form. First of all, you can add your email, so the input type is email, and then you can add your password, so the input type is password. Input types are several, like email, password, number, date, checkbox, rate, radio. These type of inputs are there. These are the basic input types in HTML, and these provide a built-in validation and improve the user experience. And the next one is get versus post. Get means send the data through the URL used for searching. Okay, get means you can send the data for your URL, and the post means send the data securely in request body, like they used for use login and registration. Okay, and then next one is CSS styling. CSS means cascading style sheet. It's provide the beauty for your websites. Without CSS, websites looks plain and boring. CSS bring the content to your life, like the selectors, box model, external style sheets. These are the main styling properties of CSS. Okay, the first one is selector. Selector means CSS uses the selectors to the target elements. Like the two major selectors are class and ID. Okay, the class is the used in two or more elements, but the ID is the unique selector. It's only used for one element. Then the selectors helps us style specific elements. If you have you can see the web page, they have several contents, so you can particularly add any styles some web page. Your page, you can particularly select the element, so that time you can use the selectors. Okay, and then the box model. Every HTML element is treated as a box. The box contains content, padding, border, margin. Understand, the box model is one of the most important CSS concept. External style sheet. The next one is external style sheet. Instead of writing CSS inside HTML, create a separate CSS file. The benefit is you can see the clear code, better maintenance and scalability. And then the another important one is the CSS have three ways to add CSS into the HTML file. The first one is internal CSS, the second one is inline CSS, and the third one is external CSS. These are the three ways to add CSS into the HTML file. Okay, and then the next one is Flexbox. Before Flexbox, developer used hacks and complicated layouts. Flexbox made the layouts much easier. Align content, navigation bar, space and orders. Okay, First one is aligned content. Two important properties. The two alignment content are justify content and align item. These control the horizontal and vertical alignments. If you are move the horizontal line in your website, you can use justify content. You can move the vertical lines into your web page. You can use align items. Okay, and then the second one is navigation bar. The flex bar is perfect for navigation menus, card layouts and toolbars. Okay, build the responsive navigations like grid rows with the minimal codes. So the next one is space and order. Useful properties. These are the useful properties like gap, flex, grow and order. These allows better control over spacing and positioning. Okay. And then the next one is grid system. CSS grid system. Flexbox works in one dimension. The grid works in two dimensions. Think of grid like an Excel spreadsheet. You can control both row and column. The row and columns using grid template rows, grid templates column. You can define complex layout easily. Okay, and the grid area means you can name sections like header, sidebar, top bar, footer, main. This makes code easier to understand. If you can write the code move to the another person you can see your code. That person easy to understand. Understand your code. You can add this type of grid system flexbox. You can use the grid and layouts flexbox in your code. The another person easily understand your code. Okay, the next one is grid line. Grid line helps place the items precisely on the page. Okay, the place items using the line numbers or named lines to advance the positioning. And then the next one is responsive designs. Today, user visit the websites using mobile phones, tablets, laptop, desktop. A website should look good on all devices. If you are create a one website that websites only comfortable for website comfortable for your desktop, it's not a responsive. If you are creating a website, that website will change the mobile, tablet, laptops, all are have a good responsive designs. That time your website will be responsive design. Okay, some person see the websites in her mobile phone, so the mobile view is very important. Someone used the tab, so the tab view is also important. So your websites have a several mobile responsive. Okay, and then the media queries allow us to apply style based screen size like media maximum width, media minimum width. This type of media queries, it helps to create a mobile friendly websites. Okay, and then the units like pixels, ram, em, vh, vw. These the better scales to across the devices. And then the modern CSS foundation. The functions are nothing but the two main functions. The first one is min and second one is max. It helps to create a flexible layouts automatically. The modern CSS functions that climb values between the minimum and the maximum automatically. Next steps. Okay, now you understand the fundamentals of HTML and CSS. I can tell only orally. You can need a HTML and CSS content in briefly. You can see our previous front-end development video. In that video, we can fully explain what is HTML and what is CSS. The videos are in our channel. You can see the previous HTML and CSS video, you can clearly understand what is the basics of HTML and CSS. Okay guys, I hope you can understand this video. We will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching LC Academy. Thank you.